Welcome to this lesson of Evaluation Module. I am Adela García Aracil and I am going to introduce the relevance of the evaluation process in a hackathon approach. In the first section, you will introduce in the meaning of a hackathon as a tool for both for learning and for research. And in the second section, you will introduce in different evaluation approaches using the observation approach, post-hackathon questionnaires, and semi-structured interviews. Let's start with the consideration of the hackathon as a tool for learning and research. Hackathon can be synthesized from the literature as an innovation development method in which experts from interdisciplinary fields attempt to solve a challenge or a group of challenges in a specific amount of time. The hackathon may be used in various environments and on different occasions, and it is very flexible in its nature and development. Because hackathons are focused on a challenge, they always require invention on the part of the involved people. For example, if the participants are required to solve a challenge, they are expected to come up with a solution. If participants are asked to create a new business, it is necessary for them to invent a way to do so. However, the hackathon influencing innovation development process remains under-described. Hackathons have previously been used as a tool for education and learning, and in fact, learning has been cited as one of the key motivations for participants to participate. While learning can be considered an essential part of every hackathon, prior work provides indication that what organizers want participants to learn at a hackathon can be different from what they actually learn or are interested in learning. It is thus necessary to design a hackathon approach that specifically focuses on activities related to the problem-solving context. Therefore, the design of the learning approach requires to consider complex problems, a real-world environment, opportunities for realistic interactions, student ownership of the process, student reflection, facilitation, and instruction. This approach encourages active participation by the learners, collaboration with the peers. The role of the mentors is crucial in helping participants consider the challenges in a holistic way rather than simply jumping straight into design. The hackathon as a tool for research has a major challenge when it comes to research. It is relevant to highlight that the event itself is very intense and requires a lot of focus and dedication all the time. It is extremely difficult to observe, and there are many things happening at the same time. Participants, after interaction with peers or the public, have to recognize the relevance of the engagement with users and realize that they are dealing with a human problem. Let's continue with the evaluation approaches. We can evaluate in a hackathon just with observation, but this is very difficult. We have to dominate this method. We can use this approach considering various perspectives of the participants, mentors, observers, organizers, and advisors. And we can also use it but considering different stages of the hackathon, at the preparation moment, the hackathon itself, or aftermath. Another way, we can use the post-hackathon questionnaire. Participants' perceptions of learning gains from interventions, learning benefit from completing the problem-solving project. We can also ask about the participants' competencies gained during the hackathon. And also, we can ask about the participants' perception of specific team properties, like the size, leadership, skill diversity, and so on. And also the participants' experience during the event. We can also use for evaluation semi-structured interviews. They allow gathering more personal opinions and understand people's actions. The interviews should have more or less 10 and 25 minutes to discuss the hackathon experience, learning gains at the hackathon, and the hackathon outcomes. Some questions as an example. How was the hackathon from your perspective in the form of what did you do after you arriving and before starting? How did you feel? What did you expect before arriving to the event? Did you understand the idea generation at the beginning of the hackathon process? How did you perceive the outcome of the hackathon? Were you satisfied? How did you see your teamwork? So, in the evaluation process of a hackathon, you can consider different issues like the design of the hackathon to evaluate the participants, the team, the outcome, stakeholders, and so on. Thank you so much.